What's up, guys? Emmanuel Jones here, and we back at with another prediction. And this time we'll be doing our Week 9 predictions for this season. Last week I went 12-4, which I did pretty good last week. Much better in Week 7. And the Broncos, Jags, Lions, and Niners are on a bye week, so those are our teams are on a bye week this week. So before I give you my predictions for Week 9 for 2020 for this week, don't forget to put a thumbs up to like the video, subscribe to my channel for more options, and don't forget to comment down your opinion below to see who you think is going to win Week 9. So let's get things started. Well, actually, obviously, I picked the Steelers to win 17-16, and they won 20-16, which I was right on that score. So we're gonna get things started here. So we got the Germany game. We got the Miami Dolphins facing the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs is favored by -1. So So basically, this game can go either way. This should be a fun game to watch. Now, the question is that we don't really know if Taylor Swift is going to be at the game. Now, that could definitely be interesting to see because we don't really know. And we understand that, the Chiefs are coming off of a loss, though, against the Broncos, though. Last week Mahomes had the flu, and, the Chiefs offense did struggle to score some points. Broncos defense was able to get after that. But I just kind of really feel like when you look at the Dolphins, Miami, came off of a win against the Patriots because we seen what Miami was able to do because this is a Tyreek Hill revenge game. And I feel like the Dolphins, with their offense, because they got one of the best passing offenses in the league. And plus, they're in Germany on Wednesday. They went to Germany earlier in the week, and then Chiefs went later in the week, which that's kind of huge. Which I don't really know what's gonna favor this game. The Dolphins kind of need it though, and they might be prepared because they went down there earlier this week on Monday, and the Chiefs went down there Friday. So I kind of really feel like that. This can be a high scoring game though, but I like to say that that. When you look at the Dolphins, with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are two of the both best wide receivers in the game, and the Chiefs may not play man coverage against them because those guys are going to get wide open, and all of a sudden they're going to torch you. So basically, though, the Chiefs got some good corners, and they've been playing good, and their defensive line has been playing extremely well, and their all offensive line, is starting to protect more, but the receivers are not good, but you can just make an argue saying that, who's going to step? Will Rice step up? Well, most of their players step up. Who will step up? That's the question. But I just kind of really feel like when you look at, when you look at Kansas City, with their offense, they'll be able to score some points and they'll be able to at least buy Mahomes a lot of time, especially in the run game. And then when you look at the Dolphins, they're really good at attacking zone coverages. So you can just we can just make a prediction that Tua will throw one bad interception because that's what he does every game. So because we know, the only way that I think that that the Dolphins defense, with Vic Fangio, I mean, he's been coaching really. He's been getting his team prepared almost every week, and I just kind of really feel like that with Jalen Ramsey coming back and Howard, I mean, two of the best corner duos, you can at least expect their defense to make some plays because we know Vic Fangio had success against Mahomes in the past because they know each other really well. So if the Dolphins, if they can really, because if if they have like Jalen Ramsey and Howard, I would at least take my corners to at least allow a blitz on third down. Because, teams been having trouble blitzing Patrick Mahomes, but I don't really know why. Because he's been escaping pressure like almost every play, and all of a sudden he just gets like 1 sack, 2 sacks. And all of a sudden, because I don't really like how the Chiefs offense is playing right now. So basically, though, I'm just gonna say it right now. I'll take the Chiefs to win this game because I feel like they're gonna get back on track because I don't see them losing 2 games in a row. Now, most people might pick the Dolphins because of Tyreek Hill revenge game and they're more exposed on the offense and they can definitely torch their secondary. Because Tua can make some big plays. He's really good making big plays down the field, and Mahomes is too. So I just kind of really feel like Kelsey, he could be a difference maker in this game, and so is Waddle and Tyreek Hill. So I think the Chiefs offense is going to move the ball. They will have answers for the blitz. So I think the Chiefs, they're going to win this game. But I'm going to take the point, take that 1 point, and have the Dolphins cover this game. Because I think this game might be tied, and I say, maybe on the last drive, I think Mahomes, might score on the last drive. So I think he might get a touchdown, or maybe they might get a field goal. So I'm gonna say they score a touchdown, maybe at a game-winning drive for Kansas City. Maybe Patrick Mahomes go for it. I'm gonna say that that the Chiefs can go. I'm gonna say the score be like 37-31, something like that. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Chiefs to win, but giving the Dolphins to cover. All right, next game we have the Minnesota Vikings versus the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons are favored at 4.5. Now this can go either way though. Now we know that Kirk Cousins sadly is out for the year, so now the Vikings don't really know who the quarterback's gonna be. Either it's gonna be Jaren Hall or maybe or Sean Manchin. Like I don't really know who the Vikings backup quarterback is. Like. And now we don't understand Josh Dobbs, is here because they traded for Josh Dobbs. So basically, though, I think Minnesota, they've been really good for the past couple of weeks. Now we see them beat the Packers last week. They beat the Niners and the Bears, so they won 3 straight games. So the Vikings defense is starting to play really good right now, and their offense is starting to execute at a higher level. I just like how the way they're starting to move the ball. And offensively, defensively, they're getting a lot better each week. Brian Flores isn't having good game plans. So, yeah. I expect the Vikings to move the ball in this game to stay in the game. And I think Atlanta will too. Because, Atlanta, they got shreked by the Titans last week. Because we seen that, that Desmond Ridder didn't play as good because they know they benched him due to him struggling. So basically, though, I think this game right here is going to be close, though. But I don't really know if Minnesota's going to put up enough points because their receivers are really good. TJ Hawkinson's been phenomenal, especially the Falcons. We have bad news that Drake London might not play. So we expect Atlanta offense step up. We need Van Jefferson or Mac Hollins to step up. Kyle Pitts. I expect Atlanta's offense to at least step up a bit. So ultimately, if Kirk Cousins was playing this game, I would at least pick the Vikings. But now, since he's out for the year, I'm gonna take Atlanta though, because I just think Atlanta are just a more complete team, and I just think the Falcons' defense is gonna match up well with the Vikings receivers really good because they have some good corners like AJ Terrell and Jeff Okudah who can like man up against Jordan Addison and KJ Osborne. And then, they have a good defensive line that can really like slow down the Vikings run game because I don't think their run game is very good. And they can get some pressure as well. and then their offensive line is really good, so I think they'll move the ball in this game. But there's a chance that Flores can definitely blitz in this game, which he likes to do because he likes playing man. And all of a sudden, because when the Vikings when they play man coverages, Atlanta's gonna start attacking them. So I think Atlanta's gonna win their matches on offense because I don't think Minnesota doesn't have anybody like corners in the secondary that can cover their playmakers. So yeah, so I'm gonna take Atlanta to win, but I'll take Minnesota to cover because I'll take Minnesota to cover that spread because I think Minnesota's gonna stay in the game. They're gonna move the ball. So yeah, so I'm probably gonna say the Falcons win. Like I don't really know if they're gonna be able to score some points, but I'm probably gonna say like 20, 24-20, something like that. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Vikings to cover, but the Falcons win the game. All right, next game we have the Arizona Cardinals versus the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are favored by -8. Obviously, I know that's a big spread, but I'm taking the Browns. I have to take the Browns in this game because Browns is the. I mean, this number changed. Wow, I thought the number was still 8, but now it changed to 12.5. Wow, that's a big spread right there, 12.5. So basically, they're favored by 12.5, but I got the Browns in this game. Like, they get back on track this week, after coming off a loss against Seattle. They should be extra motivated for this game. Now, I did hear that Watson is going to play in this game. But that's some good news. I think Watson will play. But I just kind of really feel like when you look at Cleveland, because there's a more complete team, better quarterback, better coaching staff. They're at home. I mean, yeah, it's pretty much why. I mean, Arizona. I mean, they stink. Like no question that they're gonna be starting Clayton Tune. They're starting like a third or fourth string quarterback in Clayton Tune. So they're starting a new quarterback because we know Josh Dobbs is gone. So yeah, so Brown should easily win this game, and I gotta take them to cover that big spread. Which I know 12 is a lot of points, but I'm taking them. I'm taking them both ways. Anyway, I'm taking them to win and cover. All right, next game we have the LA Rams versus the Green Bay Packers. Packers are favored by -3. Now this is a game that can. I mean, okay, they're favored by 3.5. I don't know why this line keeps changing. So obviously, this game right here can go either way. Now I expect this game to at least be a good one. Now, if Stafford plays, I have to take the Rams because I believe in Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay, and I don't believe Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur. So yeah, so if he doesn't, I might go with the Packers here because they're at home. But now I found out that Stafford's ruled out, so I'm gotta take the Packers because Green Bay, pretty much owns the Rams. Though they pretty much own the Rams. That's a team where they pretty much own. But this is a different Rams team that Matt LaFleur is facing because the Rams have a good passing offense because they have a good receiving core. They have a good. I mean, their O line's not good, but their defense is totally not as great. So the Packers is facing against. So Love is just facing against a below average defense because the Rams don't really have a lot of players on defense that can really step up. So I expect Green Bay's offense to move the ball in this game. I expect them to run the ball really good and well in this game, and especially I expect the defense. I expect the Packers defense to come to play here because Green Bay's defense has not been playing as good as lately. They've been up and down, but I think Green Bay's defense, they match up well with the Rams pretty good because they have the pass rush. in the front, to like stop the Rams running game because the Rams, don't have a good offensive line and don't have a run game, and then they have the secondary to cover the Rams receivers. So yeah, but I like to see the Packers offense, like get into more rhythm. Though I like to see Christian Watson, get the ball. I like to see Watson, like just I like to see more catch from Christian Watson because this is a young offense. This is a young offense that has been struggling for like the past couple of weeks. So I expect the Packers to move the ball in this game, but it's been since week 1 since they moved the ball. So I expect Green Bay, to at least like do much in this game. Jordan Love's gonna have to play well. The O line, it has been great. They're gonna have to start protecting Jordan Love. They gotta start opening up holes. They gotta start blocking because right now they can't. So I think they need to find a way to do that. So yeah, and Green Bay's at home. So in this game, and I just think they're just more talented than the Rams. So yeah, so I'm taking the Packers to win, but I'm gonna take the Rams with the points because I think the Rams are gonna do enough to cover the spread because we understand that they looked pretty bad last week against the Cowboys. So I expect the Rams to keep it close. It doesn't matter who's playing at quarterback. I think I think the Rams are gonna keep it close in this game and still be more competitive. So yeah. So I'm saying that they're gonna keep it close, but I'm gonna say the score can be like I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with 6-20 to 16 in this game. So I think it's gonna be a low scoring game because I think the Rams defense is gonna stay in the game because we know that Jordan they know how bad Jordan Love has been. So yeah, because Jordan Love has been really bad. So I think this is a game I think Green Bay is gonna end this losing streak. So yeah, so I'm gonna take the Rams the cover and but the Packers to win the game. Next game you have the Washington Commanders versus New England Patriots. The Patriots are favored by -3. Obviously, this is a game right here that can a little bit go either way. Now, most people might be on the Commanders because, the Commanders' offense has been really good. And, Sam Howell has been very promising throughout the season. You know, he, he's been promising where, he gets like over 300 passing yards, but doesn't win the game. So, I mean, Sam Howell's been really good for the past several weeks, but so yeah, so basically though, I think this game right here can definitely go either way. So ultimately, Washington's, have traded their best players, Chase Young and Montez Sweat. But that's almost huge for them. At least you still got Deron Payne and Allen to deal with. But you know what? I think the Patriots, they're starting to deal with some injuries on defense. But you can tell that the Patriots defense kind of stayed in the game a little bit against the Dolphins. But they kind of didn't, though. And Mac Jones just didn't play as good. But I think the Patriots offense is going to step up in this game. They're going to get things going. Because I think this is a game I think Mac Jones is going to have a big day. So ultimately, I think the defense matched up well with the Commanders because, they have the secondary to cover Terry McLaurin, those pass-catching group. Then they have the pass rush, to get after the young quarterback. Now, this is Bill Belichick facing against a young quarterback. and he often confuses these young quarterbacks, especially after their rookie start. So yeah, so ultimately, I'm taking the Patriots to win because they're at home, better coach, better quarter. I just think they're a more complete team than them. I just think they're a better version than the Commanders. A little bit. So I just think they are because, because of coaching and their talent and their play calling as well. So ultimately, I think the Patriots win, but I'm taking the points with Washington. I'm taking Washington to cover that 3 because I think Washington's going to stay in the game to keep it competitive because of how well they've been moving the ball, and Sam Howell's been very promising. So ultimately, I'm gonna say it's gonna be a low scoring game, like 20-17, something like that. So yeah, I'm gonna say New England wins by a field goal. So give me Washington the cover, but give me the Patriots to win the game. All right, next game we have the Chicago Bears versus the New Orleans Saints. The Saints are favored at -8. Well, actually, they're favored by -9. Actually, now nine's kind of a big spread to me though, but you know. Saints are coming off that big win against the Colts, and the Bears are coming off a big loss against the Chargers. I gotta take the Saints in this game. The Saints are just a more complete team, better quarterback, better coaching as well. They're at home in this game, and we don't really know who the Bears quarterback's gonna be. We don't know if Fields is gonna be able to play because they're saying that he's doubtful to play. So yeah, so I don't really know. Because now they're saying that he's probably not clear to practice. Because now they're saying he's at 51%. Now, here's the thing. If Fields is not 100%, then he's probably not going to play. Because they already ruled him out for 2 games. We don't know if he's going to play in this game. So, now they're saying he's doubtful. So, basically, it could be Badgett again. But here's the thing. I think the Saints, win this game, easily. But I think this is their defense. I think their defense finds a way to confuse a young quarterback because Dennis Allen does a really good job confusing young quarterbacks. And they should their secondary should find a way to at least like cover the Bears receivers, and then they have the pass rush, to like get after the Bears offensively because to stop their running game. So yeah, because I thought last week against the Colts, I thought they was able to at least put some points up on the board, and Derek Carr had his best game. So I feel like Chris Olave, Michael Thomas, Rashid Shaheed, those guys might be tough to cover. So I think the offense. So I think the offense has another day. But you know what? I'm gonna take the Saints to win, and I know the spread is kind of big. The 9.5 spread is kind of big, but I'm just gonna take it. I'm just gonna take the Saints both ways because I don't think the Bears are gonna be able to keep up. So yeah, so I'm gonna say like maybe like 27-17, something like that, or 27-10. So yeah, so I'm gonna take the Saints to win and cover. Next game we have the Seahawks versus the Ravens. Ravens are favored by -6. Obviously, this is a game right here that can go either way, but obviously, most people are probably going to be picking the Ravens because of Lamar Jackson being at home. But as I look at the Seahawks, The Seahawks, I thought they really moved the ball really well against the Browns last week because Geno Smith played really good, especially at the end when it got towards the end of the fourth quarter. I thought they was able to go for a drive, but, the defense really stepped up at the end to end the game, which that was pretty good. So basically, I think the game right here can definitely be a shootout type game. Now, we know the Ravens defense is pretty strong, though, because they got some good corners, though. Their pass rush is really solid, and their offensively, they're really good. Lamar Jackson, he's playing at a higher level, and Ty Monken's been doing a good job with his offense. So I just kind of really feel like that, that Seattle could definitely give the Ravens a tough time because they have a good defense, though. They got some good corners, and they got a good pass rush, and they got some good weapons on offense. So I don't really know if Seattle's defense is going to be able to at least I don't really know if Seattle's defense is going to be able to at least get some stops against Lamar Jackson. Because Lamar Jackson is really good at home, though, because he's beating multiple teams at home. Because I've seen it before. But you know what? I think there's a chance that that the Ravens can win because Lamar has been really good at home recently. So yeah. So by the way, I'm gonna take the Ravens to win because they're at home and they have the better quarterback. They're overall better team, and I just kind of really feel like that that the defense is gonna come to play. They're gonna get after Geno, and then they got the secondary to get to cover DK and Tyler Lockett. So yeah. So I think the Ravens are going to control the line of scrimmage. I think they're going to secure the line of scrimmage. They're going to control time possession and all that. So yeah, I'm going to take the Ravens to win, but give me these points with the Seattle because I think Seattle's gonna stay in the game to keep it close. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout though like last time because we know last year this game was in Seattle and Baltimore whooped them by passed by double digits, I believe. So yeah, so the game's in Baltimore this time, but if this game's in Seattle, I might switch sides here and pick Seattle. But the game's in Baltimore, I pick the Ravens to win this game because I think Lamar is gonna have a field day in this game. So I'm gonna say they keep it close though, 20-4 to I'm gonna go 27-24, something like that. Maybe the Ravens win by a field goal. Or maybe they win by a touchdown or something. So yeah. I'm gonna take Seahawks. I'm gonna take Seattle to cover, but I'm gonna take the Ravens to win the game. Next game we have the Houston Texans versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Houston Texans. Houston's favored by -3. Obviously, this game can go either way. Now, most people could be on the Texans because CJ Stroud is better than Baker Mayfield. But obviously, though, that could be true, though. But I don't know. I don't really know if it matters, though. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Bucs to win this game because I just kind of really feel like the Bucs, I just think they're just a better version of the Texans. And all of a sudden, the Bucs, they're just a better coach team and all that. So, yeah. And also I just like the matchup with Todd Bowles' scheme, to blitz young quarterbacks where he finds a way where CJ Stroud, can throw an interception and where he gets pressure and he'll allow a blitz to him. I think he's gonna do that in this game, and I think the Bucks, have a really good run defense. So I feel like their defense is pretty strong though. I think they'll find a way to get after the quarterback. They'll find a way to stop the run because I don't think the Texans have a run game. And then they have the corners, to match up with the Texans receivers because I feel like the Texans are very young on offense, especially on defense. They're pretty young, so I don't think they're gonna have an answer for Mike Evans or Chris Godwin because I think Baker Mayfield, he should be able to extend some plays. He should be able to make some throws, especially against a very mid Texans defense. He should be able to do that. On the other side, I think the offensive line finds a way to at least give Baker Mayfield a lot of time. So yeah, so I'm gonna take the Bucks to win, but I'm also taking in the cover plus a 3. So I'm gonna say they win 24-23, something like that, 24-21. Maybe they win by a touchdown. Maybe they don't. I don't know. I'm gonna say 24-17. So yeah, or 17-10. Or 17-16, something like that. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. So yeah, so I'm gonna take the Bucks both ways. All right, next game we have the Indianapolis Colts versus the Carolina Panthers. Indianapolis favored by -2. Now I feel like the reason why the Colts are favored because they've been scoring because they're kind of a better team than Carolina. So yeah, and we know Carolina's coming off a win against the Texans. So yeah. But I think this game right here can go either way, though. Now, most people could be on the Colts because, the Colts, are playing some really good football right now. They have they're starting to put points up on the board. Their run game is starting to be really good. Their passing game is really good. Shane Steichen been doing a good job calling plays, having some good game plans. But this could be the Frank Wright revenge game as well, because we know Frank Wright pretty much knows Gus Bradley. So yeah, and but the Panthers did fire Evero, so we don't know who their defensive coordinator is going to be. So yeah, so basically though, I think Carolina, have really played really well last week. I thought offensively they was able to move the ball, and then defensively, they started to play really good. So I think the Panthers I think they do keep this close in this game because I think the Colts are going to put some points on the board, but I think it's going to be a low scoring game though. I think it's going to be a little bit of a low scoring game. So I'm probably going to go ahead and just take the Panthers to win this game because of the Frank Wright revenge game. They're more stable at the quarterback position. And they're at home. So yeah, I just kind of feel like Adam Thielen could be too much for the Colts secondary to handle. Because I feel like Bryce Young, he should be able to at least make some plays, especially against a mid defense like the Colts, because we know the Colts defense has been playing really good as of lately. So yeah, so I expect Indy to stay in this game. So yeah, so I'm gonna take the Panthers to win, and I'll take them +2. So I'm gonna say the score will be I think it's gonna be a low scoring game, but I'm gonna say 16. I'm gonna say like 26-23, something like that. I think Carolina's gonna put some points on the board. I think this is the time they do it. So yeah. So I'm gonna take the. So yeah, I got the Panthers both ways in this game. So yeah. Next game we have the New York Giants versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders are favored by -1. Obviously, I call it a trap game for some reason because because both quarterback because the Raiders, have fired their head coach, they fired their GM, and now Jimmy G is benched for the rest of the year, and now they're gonna be moving with Aiden O'Connell moving forward. So yeah. So yeah, because I just kind of feel like that that Aiden O'Connell gives the best chance for the Raiders, to win some games. Because Jimmy G has been really bad as of lately. Because we know he's been injured a few times this season. So yeah, so basically, I expect this game to be a lot closer than we expected. But Daniel Jones is expected to play, which that's good to hear. The part that scares me, it could be the Darren Waller revenge game, but the part that scares me that Darren Waller might not play this game. So I don't think the Giants will be able to throw the ball as much. They'll be able to run the ball a lot. Because I just kind of feel like that, when the Giants can run the ball on the Raiders, they can have success. Because, the Raiders have a good defense led by Max Crosby. He's a good terror. And I just kind of really feel that the Giants' offensive line has not been playing really good, especially on the road. But I think that when you look at the Raiders, they got the skill group, on offense, with Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, Hunter Renfrow, Michael Mayer. Those guys on offense, I feel like those guys are gonna give your defense problems though. They can make your defense one dimensional. So basically though, since the game's in Las Vegas, I'm gonna take the Raiders because they're going West Coast, and I just kind of feel the Raiders are gonna win because the Raiders, they have the better skill group. I mean, I like their receivers more. So yeah, but you can allow, and I feel like that's a game the Giants can win because Wink Martindale is really good at blitzing young quarterbacks. Because I think the Giants, what I think they could do, they can allow a blitz on 3rd and long. They can allow a blitz on 2nd and long. Maybe on 2nd down, he can allow a blitz. That's what I think the Raiders could definitely struggle with. But I think the Raiders are going to come through right here, and I think they're going to get back on track after a blowout loss against the Lions, though, where, they got ran over by the Lions because, they couldn't stop the run last week. They couldn't stop the pass, but I think their defense finds a way to do it in this game. So, yeah. So, by the way, I got a low-scoring game, but I'm going to take the Raiders to win. But I'm going to take the Giants with the points. I think the Giants keep it close and competitive in this game. So, yeah. So, by the way, I'm taking... By the way, I'm taking the Giants with the... By the way, I'm just going to take the Giants to cover. I think they stayed in this game like they did last week against the Jets. Last week, I thought they looked pretty good against the Jets, but I know it was an ugly game. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Giants with the points, but give me the Raiders to win the game. All right, next game, we have the Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are favored by -3. Obviously, this is a game that can go either way. But ultimately, the Cowboys coming off a big win against the Rams, while the Eagles coming off a win against the it's against the Commanders. So obviously, this game right here can definitely go either way. Now I know that most people might be on the Cowboys because how well the Cowboys defense has been playing. While the Eagles defense has been a little bit up and down last week, I thought their defense, did not play as good as Washington because, they kind of struggled against Washington. And Jalen Hurts, he's kind of not looking like like the same guy out there because we know he's turned the ball over a little bit. Is he injured? Like I don't know, but you know we get it. But last time I think the Cowboys defense almost didn't play as good against the Eagles because Gardner Minshew was on the Eagles and the Cowboys almost lost to them. But all the way they beat them without Hurts. But this time I think when I look at the Eagles, I just kind of really feel like that, the Eagles, because, I think they match up well with the Cowboys pretty good because they have the secondary to cover the Cowboys receivers. They have the pass rush to get after Dak. And I think they can stop the run game on Dallas, though. I think they'll do a good job slowing down Pollard and all that and not allow to run over them a lot, not give up a lot of rushing yards. Because I think if they can stop their running game, they can make life difficult on them. And then when you look at the Eagles, I just think their offense can move the ball against the Cowboys offense because they can expose the weakness of the Cowboys, which is their linebacking position. Now with Diggs being out, I don't know if Dallas going to have enough corners to cover the Eagles receiver because AJ Brown's been an absolute beast. I think he can have another breakout game because if teams don't double him, he's gonna start like shredding. He's gonna start winning a matchup against good corners because he's been really good. So yeah, so I expect their offense to at least do some things here. I expect Dallas offense to do some things as well. So yeah. So basically, I kind of really feel like that. I have a feeling that I want to take Dallas though, but I'm just going to go ahead and just take the Eagles to win this game because I just think the Eagles, I just kind of really feel like that the Eagles, are the superior team. And I just kind of really feel like that, that the Eagles, have the better quarterback. And I just kind of really feel like that, they have the better offense because they have a high-powered offense. And I don't know if Dallas can keep up. So, yeah. So, by the way, I'm taking the Eagles to win, but giving up points with the Cowboys, I think the Cowboys can do enough to cover. I'm gonna say the Eagles can definitely score on a last drive here of the game. Maybe they win by a touchdown, or maybe they win this game with the defense stepping up big. So yeah, so I'm gonna say like 30 to like 24, something like that. And by the way, I thought Dak Prescott played really well last week against the Rams because he's making plays, he's extending plays, running around, he's not turning the ball over. He was able to do that against the Chargers and all that. And he can do that against the Eagles too. But I don't really know if it's gonna be enough. So I think they keep it close. I think Dallas will cover, but I'll take the Eagles to win the game. All right, next game we have the Buffalo Bills versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Obviously, the Bengals are favored by -2. And the games in Cincinnati, this is a rematch though from last year where the Bengals beat the Bills by 17 points, and I can see them like whooping the Bills again, but I don't really know because the Bills coming off a win against the Bucks, Bengals are coming off a win against the Niners. But I don't know. Some people are taking the Bills to win. I don't know why people are down on the Bengals, but I'm taking the Bengals to win this game because I think the Bengals are the more complete team in this game. And I just kind of really feel like that the Bengals, they just match up well with the Bills pretty good because, they have the pass rush to get after Allen. They have the secondary, the corners to cover Dave Davis and Stephon Diggs. I mean, I just kind of really feel that the Bengals, they're just like, I just think the offenses should be able to move the ball. I just kind of really feel like that, when I look at, the Bills, they're just very weak. Like the Bills defense sometimes plays soft coverage against like good teams. Like, the Bills, they're dealing with some injuries on defense with Tre'Davious White out and, Matt Milano out. That's going to be huge for them. I mean, so yeah, so the middle of the field is going to be open. So yeah, I like to see Jamar Chase. I feel like that the Bills won't have an answer for Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, because those guys are going to get open though. Because the Bills may not play man coverage against them because they could get torched, and all of a sudden they can get their defense issues, and then the Bills O line is kind of weak, so I think the Bengals defense can take advantage of that. And the Bengals, last week I thought they was able to move the ball against the Niners defense though. They was able to do that in this game. And I thought their defense played extremely well against the Niners. Big Lewis putting up big game plans, and I think he's going to do it against Josh Allen because he did that in the playoffs. I think he finds a way to confuse Allen again. So, yeah. So, I'm going to take the Bengals to win, but I'm going to take the points with the Bills. I'll probably take Buffalo to cover because Josh Allen's like the best rushing quarterback ever. Because he's really good as a runner, and all of a sudden, like, he'll just like extend plays and he'll run. He won't run around circles. He'll like just like run and get the first down, or he'll escape pressure. Like, he's really good at doing that. Because we know both quarterbacks are good against the blitz. So yeah. So I think they keep it close in this game. I'm gonna say like 23-26 or 30-23, something like that. I'm gonna say that at least the Bengals at least win by 7, but you know what? I'm not gonna take the Bills to cover. I'll take the Bengals to win, and I'll take them both ways in this game. I'll take the Bengals to win and cover. Next game, we got the LA Chargers versus the New York Jets. Jets are favored. Chargers are favored by 3.5. Now I called it. Now Jets are big dogs at home. I call this a trap game because I don't know who to pick here. Most people could be picking the Chargers to win because Herbert's a better quarterback and all that. So you know what? I don't really know because I'm gonna take the Jets to win this game because they're at home. Everybody's saying the praises of Justin Herbert, which of him getting that win against the Bears. They might as well just cut it. They might as well just forget about this because I feel like the Jets are gonna win. Zach Wilson's gonna do it again. I mean, the Jets defense is just playing extremely well right now. They're playing really good against top quarterbacks right now. They're starting to their defense is just because we've seen how well their defense is playing against. They was able to at least they played well against top quarterbacks, especially against Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, and I feel like they're gonna do it against Justin Herbert. So yeah. So I feel like that the Jets defense is probably gonna make life difficult on the Chargers because I think the Chargers, because we know Herbert is good against good defenses, but sometimes he struggles against good defenses. I think the Jets, can do that in this game. They can make life difficult on the Chargers because they have the pass rush to get after Herbert, and they'll do enough to stop their running game because they're really good at defending the run. So, yeah. So, so yeah. So I just kind of really feel like when I look at because I just kind of really feel like that, they have the corners, to cover the Chargers receivers because they'll be able to match up really well with them. Especially their offense, I feel like they're gonna move the ball in this game. And Zach Wilson, he's gonna make some plays though. So so yeah, so I just kind of really feel like that. I just kind of feel like that you know Zach Wilson's gonna he's gonna have a good game here. I don't think the Chargers will have an answer for Garrett Wilson or the running game because I felt the Jets are gonna run the ball on the Chargers, especially with Brees Hall. Especially Brees Hall, he's been looking good coming off an injury. So yeah, I expect the Jets to move the ball in this game. So yeah, I think they keep it close in this game, but I think the Chargers. But I think the Jets are going to find a way to win this game. I think it's going to be a defensive game. It's going to be pretty close. So I'm going to say they win I'm going to go with 24-23, something like that. I think the Jets win by 1 point. So yeah, I'm going to take because I just kind of really feel like when I look at the Jets, I think the Jets, they should move the ball in this game. Because I felt the Jets had the better defense. Because we know the Chargers kind of had the worst defense. Because you can understand their defense played well against the Bears. So yeah, I think the Chargers stay in the game to keep it close. So I'm gonna take the Jets to win this game, but I'll take them plus 3.5. Well, those are all my week 9 predictions for this week. Hope you guys enjoy watching, and don't forget if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of your week 9 predictions. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I'm an idiot? Just let me know what you guys think. Well, this is Mail Jones from Big Fan. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later in the next video. Peace.